been an aggressive amount of hate towards me in my channel the last year or so. People have been constantly calling me a misogynist, saying I hate women, you know, all those kinds of things because of literally two videos I posted out of the 200 videos I have. However, I don't think I hate women. I just strongly feel that a person of my personality type does not mix well with the female gender. And in my long 17-year career of existing, I feel like I've learned these things that women do, and women, you know, as generally, you know, just women as a whole, they do, that just don't work with my personality. And that's what's caused me to make some of these videos, you know, having a little laugh. So no, I do not hate women. However, I thought it would be good kind of just, you know, to put this matter to bed. Unlike what I do with women, I thought it would be good to put this to rest and, you know, finally just give a like really short, brief explanation of my problems that I have with women. You know, I'm not going to go over every single topic. You know, that would be a little overboard. But I am just going to go briefly over just the main issues and criticisms I have with women that have led me to make these videos. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm just going to kind of take it topic by topic. And by the way, disclaimer, okay? So, just a disclaimer. This is not me saying you should hate women or you should have these opinions. I am merely, as I do on this channel, I'm giving my personal thoughts from my own personal experience because I truly believe that women are awful. I don't think they're the scum of the earth. I just think some are. And I think, you know, the female gender as a whole, like, their actions don't align with my thoughts and beliefs. But anyway, yeah, this isn't some hateful video. It's just kind of an explanation of my thoughts, you know? So, hopping into it, I'd say number one, and this is kind of a theme that you're going to see ring true throughout this video about women, is that the male mind and the female mind run at two completely different speeds. You know, the male mind is very simple. We do not need a lot to be happy. You know, you could sit a dude down in a household with a TV, with Wi-Fi, and an Xbox, and he'll be happy for literally probably 6 months. However, women, they could have everything they've ever asked for, and they will still be wanting to do more. Constantly, you know, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, we should do this, we should do that. Like, women, okay, first of all, and by the way, again, I'm not saying this is all women or all men, I'm just saying kind of generally. And when I say men, I mean me, because, you know, that just kind of is what it is. But, you know, women, their minds, they're always focusing on something. Like, they can never have this moment where they're just sitting, just taking in life and how great it is, like I do 20 hours a day when I'm watching TV or playing Xbox. Like, women need so much to be happy. They ask for something, you give it to them, they ask for another thing. Like, guys, I don't even ask for things, me personally. Like, I have a life, fortunately, where I can sit down and turn on my Xbox and play, not Xbox, I don't play Xbox anymore. I play Wii. Like, I can turn on Wii Sports and play Wii Sports Baseball, as I have in the past on live streams. I could do that for hours and hours and just find a simple state of, you know, we're good. However, women, on the other hand, like, they always just want to do more. They want to try new things. That's another thing, trying new things. Like, women are always trying to get, like, and I'm saying this is like some of my female relatives, female friends, they always want to try different things. And, like, why, I understand, okay, maybe life is boring for you, but it shouldn't be. If life is good, it's not boring. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, let me just do a beard stroke here. Like, I don't know. Let me think of a good way to phrase this. I feel like trying new things has maybe like a 50% success rate, but for whatever reason, women just want to keep rolling that dice to find a new fun experience. Like, me personally, if you know what you like, what I like is just, you know, kind of doing the same thing every day. I like working out, I like eating, and I like watching TV. There's no need to go and trek the safari or something like that, which is like, I don't know. I feel like women are always never satisfied is what I'm mainly trying to say with, like, in regards to doing things. I feel like women always want to try to do a new thing. Why can't you just be happy with what you have? that's a really, really good transition and segue into the next thing, which is spending money. The way men, or at least me and my male friends versus women, the women I've experienced with, men don't want to spend money unless it's like for something really important that they can use a lot. Like, for example, me, I don't spend money on anything. Why would I spend money on a new camera if this phone that I'm recording on works fine? However, women, they always want to spend money on women will wear clothes for like 2 days and then want to buy more. Like, what could you possibly gain from getting new clothes? Like, okay, this American flag shirt, I got it July 4th of last year. It has now been a full year since I got it, and I still wear it. And you want to know why? It goes on my body and it functions as a shirt exactly should function. Okay, I have no necessity. It fits, it functions, and it looks very nice. It looks amazing. But anyway, yeah, like women, they'll go through a week's worth of clothing and then go to the store and get more. Like, why do you need more clothing? There's no need. There is absolutely no need to go back to freaking the Walmart and get 100 new T-shirts that some of them you're not even gonna wear once. And that's another thing. Matching. Oh, my pants don't match my. Who cares? They're pants. Okay. This is an excellent segue into my next topic. Focusing on appearances. So there's this thing women do where they literally won't want to go into public or be seen by people unless they're perfectly dressed up and make-upped up. Like, why do you care so much about your appearance? Like, okay, you don't want to look like a horrific beast. That's absolutely fine. But like me personally, when I get out of bed, I'm ready to go. If you want me to go to a freaking funeral right after I roll out of bed and throw a suit on, I'll do it. Like, okay, this is an excellent example because I feel like I've kind of been throwing out these topics without a lot of evidence. But this is an excellent example. Prom. Let me lay this out to you. I graduated high school. I went through junior prom and senior prom. Well, not all of junior prom for inconspicuous reasons that we won't speak of. But senior prom. Let's focus on the guys versus the girls of this. The guys, again, us being simple. What we like to do before prom is absolutely nothing. So we literally, an hour before we throw the suit on, then we either meet the girl or we just go right to the prom. Girls, however, they need the whole day to get ready. Like, literally, they will wake up, skip school. Oh, and by the way, throughout all of this, they will not eat. This is something I recently learned. Girls don't eat like a day or two before prom because, for whatever reason, women feel that if they don't starve themselves for 2 days, then for whatever reason, people aren't going to think they look good. This is a main thing about appearance. Like, guys, if we understand, and this is the thing about makeup, we understand that if you're ugly, you're just ugly, and you kind of just got to roll with it. I mean, yeah, throw on a suit, it's cool, but we're not spending days starving ourselves or putting pounds and pounds of makeup on trying to change our appearance because we know what we got is what we got. Like, I think girls fail to understand that if you're good looking, you're going to be good looking no matter what. And if you're ugly, you're going to be ugly. The only thing that's going to change whether you're attractive or not is whether or not you work out. So like, I don't get why starving yourself or throwing on makeup girls think that's going to change them, because it's truly not. It's just that kind of idea that everything needs to be perfect just so you can take like 5 pictures and then go pretend. Like, I went to prom, and literally besides the pictures, people were acting like it was just another social event, because it is. At the end of the day, if you're hanging out with people, you're just hanging out with people. Like, women treat prom like it's this some amazing event that has to go absolutely perfect because you're going to remember it for the rest of your life. I remember one thing from my prom, and that was the food, because the food was fantastic. Like, I don't know. It's the whole idea that women always try to go the extra mile for no reason. Like, I get going the extra mile about something you truly do care about. Like me, YouTube. I work hard on YouTube. But because I enjoy YouTube, but women, like, prom, I guarantee at least 80% of the women who go to prom don't even think, like, the event is fun. The only thing that's fun about it is being around people. But, like, the whole getting dressed up, does anyone really enjoy that? I mean, yeah, it's cool when you look at yourself in the mirror for the first time, but then after that, it's like, whatever. It's just the same old thing. It doesn't make sense to me. All right, so that was kind of my first topic, but topic number 2 is going to be like kind of the way the male mind thinks versus the way the female mind thinks and makes mainly decision making. Like guys, or at least me for the most part, I like to think very logically. I like to make my decisions based off of logic. I enjoy doing this thing, so I'm going to keep doing this thing. Women like to make their decisions based off of emotion, and the way they talk to people is generally based off of emotion. Now, me being a very, very logical person, this ties in with like how the reason why I don't get along super well with most women is because when a woman's talking to me with her emotions, like I always tend to go. Like I've been in the therapist position many times in my life, and I always try to go with the logical solution. Like for one, like I'll give you an example. This one girl was crying to me about how she hates hanging out with her one friend. And I'm like, okay, so here's the logical thing to do. And the logical thing to do is stop talking to this friend because you're not gaining anything out of it. And then she replies with, oh, well, we've been friends for so long and she owes you so much. It doesn't matter. If you don't like someone, don't talk to them. Just don't. Unless you absolutely have to, it's so easy to just not have a toxic person in your life. But for whatever reason, women just don't think logically with that kind of stuff, especially relationships. There's this thing called a woman moment. I've experienced many of these in my life, and a woman moment is basically where a woman acknowledges that she isn't thinking logically and continues to not think logically purely because she's a woman. I'm sure everyone's seen this once in their life. I'm definitely I'll have a later section where I'm going to recount personal experiences, but everyone's had a woman moment. It's basically where I just explained what it is, so I'm not going to explain it again. But yeah, I just think the way my mind works, I'm one of the most logically thinking people ever when it comes to my decisions. But women, they base so much of their life off of emotions, and that's just not the way I want to live my life. Oh, okay. Here's another topic. Friendships. If you think about the way guys are friends and the way girls are friends, it is so horrendously different. Like, I'm a guy. If I'm gonna give a personal experience, I had this guy I was good friends with like a year ago, and we stopped being friends for like 6 months. I met him again, and he kind of inked his way back into the friend group. We were fine. Like, right off the bat, we were absolutely fine together. However, women, if they stop being friends with another woman, it's going to be like, they act like it's a freaking war zone. Like, they can't, like, immediately get back into being friends with someone. It doesn't make sense to me. And that's the same way with, like, me and another woman. Like, me and guy friends I haven't seen in a while, I see him again, and we're just fine again. However, if I see an old friend who's a girl, like, things are just completely awkward, and she acts like she never knew me. Like it's just, guys have this innate ability to just say something about either, like, sports or memes or something like that, and automatically just be friends. But with girls, they always, like, whenever I feel like I meet a girl who, like, I don't know very well, they put on this mask, and it's like they're not even their real self. But guys, they're just, again, this goes back to the main thesis of us being simple-minded. Literally, like, we there's nothing to be fake about because we're just dudes. All we want to do is eat, play video games, and that's about it. Look at memes, which is why it's so easy for guys to become homies, because there's no barrier of, like, unknown information that's going to block us from being homies, because all guys kind of think alike. And that's not me saying all guys want sex. Some guys want sex. That's a common myth by women, that all guys want sex. Yeah, occasionally, once in a while, a woodpecker's up, but that does not mean that literally all day, every day, and whenever we talk to someone, it's all we're thinking about. No. I didn't even plan on talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it because I feel like I'm kind of on a roll right now. Like, girls think that whenever a guy's talking to him, it's purely because they want to get with them or whatever. No. Or at least not for me, because for me, if I think you are a positive yield in my life, I will keep you in my life. You know what I mean? However, like it just, like, especially if there's, like, a very little chance of anything happening, like, what's the point? I don't really know. I'm not well versed on this topic because I think most guys think differently than me. But for me, I'm not constantly thinking about sex. I have my wiener is extraordinarily well trained to not be up when it's not supposed to be up. But that I don't know. That one's just me. I feel like I'm kind of detracting from the main subject, which is women. But yeah, definitely I think like thinking logically versus thinking emotionally is something that forms a big barrier between the two genders. Like a lot of these new woke people like to say, "Oh, there's not a single difference between women and men. Anyone can do anything regardless of gender." No, there's a reason there's WNBA versus NBA. There's a reason that there's a girl's bathroom and a guy's bathroom. There's literally a social reason that if you put a group of people together under the age of like 40, they will always split into groups of guys and girls because the two minds just think differently. You can say men and women are equal as much as you want, but at the end of the day, no, we're two very different. I'm not saying one's superior to the other. I'm just saying we are two very different genders, and that's not a bad thing. All these wokies are trying to say, "Oh no, we should all be treated with the same exact thing." No. You treat women differently than you treat men. That's not a bad thing. You just approach it differently. Like I said, women emotions. You have to be like, this is an excellent point that I've been saving up. Like you can give 99 insults to a guy and one compliment, and it will make his day, the one compliment. If you give a girl 99 compliments and one insult, she will spend the next 3 days fixating on that one insult. Why you said it, what it meant, if it's real. That's definitely one thing. You can't insult a girl and just be okay and everything's gonna be okay. Like if you insult a girl, she's gonna cry, she's gonna think you meant something. Like no, insults are a form of camaraderie between guys. Like we know that we don't mean it because we're just busting chops, you know what I mean? The chops are busting. But whenever you insult a girl about anything that's like semi-real, like it leads to this whole descent. Like I've had many times in my life where I'm just, I make a playful little joke about a girl's ears or eyes or fatness or something, or nose that's like really pressed in or something. Like, that's not me trying to be mean or attack you or hurt your feelings. However, because women run on this emotional brain length, any kind of insult to their appearance makes them feel horrible about themselves. And I'm not saying things should be different. I'm just saying these are the way the world works. And no matter how many times you can say gender's this fluid spectrum, if she has no wiener, she will not take insults well. That's just all there is to it. So another thing I wanted to touch up upon is the fact that women are always seeking attention. Like, if I didn't know this about girls because I didn't talk to a whole lot of girls young in my life. Like my Eric could throw up a picture. I was not the kind of kid that would talk to girls back in the day. I do now. But what I've learned recently is that women, the one thing they always crave is attention from guys. Like, they need you to be texting them like at least 2 times an hour for you to be considered valid. Me personally, I could go a week without talking to a person and I wouldn't think any less of them because I'm living my own life. However, women, they seek validation from others. They feed off of it. It's a woman. Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm very busy complaining about women right now. You're a woman too. Okay, sorry. I mean to have a little inspiration. That was a woman on the phone, probably seeking attention. I didn't listen to her, but that is what it is sometimes. And but anyway, yeah, attention seeking is one of those things that it's like again, and I have to repeat this. This is not me saying women are horrible. This is me explaining why women are non-compatible with me. I'm a person, I could go literally a month without talking to them and see them again and everything's fine. However, women, if they're not getting a constant feed of like, how are you? You're great. You're pretty. You're amazing. I want to talk to you. I want to hang out with you. If they're not getting that, they're going to think you hate them or something. When in reality, that's almost never true. It's just me being a guy who's, again, very, very simple. I don't feel the need to get or give attention because I'm busy. I'm busy making money. I'm busy lifting. I'm busy, sleeping. I'm sleeping half the damn time. It just that's definitely one of the top 3 things that make me non-compatible with women is the attention seeking. Because I've been in countless situations where I'm like talking to a girl, and then I just go a day without texting her. Not because I don't like her, but purely because, I got things to do. I got a life. The woman is not the center of the universe. I'm the center of the universe. Okay, this is going to be not a super women-related rant, but I figure I might say it. People are saying that you shouldn't be selfish. You should be, bro. You literally should be. Every single person should be selfish. You're living your own life. Like me personally, this is me. This is me. I'm living my life. Don't live for anyone else. Like if I spend a whole day doing things I want to do, that's not because I'm selfish or I don't like people. It's because I'm me. I'm supposed to be taking care of myself. Okay? It's not it's not like a bad thing to be selfish and live your own life, not to serve others. You live to serve yourself, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one in the casket in the funeral, okay? Listen, I'm not. How does this relate to women? I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. The whole attention seeking. Like, I live by my own mantra. I don't feel, listen, there's this old rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's a lie, especially when it comes to women. Because if I treated women the way I want to be treated, the world would fall down. I would continue to be called a misogynist in everyday life, because I just don't get it. I just don't get it why women, constantly feel this need to just be fed attention, or else they think they're invalidated in a friendship or relationship or any kind of thing. Like, you send a birthday text once a year. That's all you need. That's all you get. Maybe hey, how are you doing once every 3 years. That's all I need for me as a person. And I know you might say it's hypocritically saying attention seeking because of me trying to get views on YouTube. But you gotta understand, this is my job. If this wasn't my job, I would not give a damn about views. I would not give a damn about likes. I would not give a damn about comments. But since it is my job, I do have to care about that stuff. But generally in life, besides YouTube, I don't care at all if people like in my personal Instagram that I don't show people. I don't care about likes, on that stuff. I just post things that I think are funny, because that's not my job. I'm just having a good time. I really don't care. But yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest things is attention seeking in guys versus girls. Girls need it all the time. Guys just kind of, or at least me, live their own life. Alright, so let's talk about another thing. I waited till it was a little bit longer in the video because obviously this one's going to be a little more sensitive. The social justice warriors on Instagram, Twitter, everything. They're the ones that are trying to promote causes all the time are horrendous. And it's almost always women. I told you that's not a coincidence. Women, they always want to do something beyond themselves, whether it's logical or not. I can't tell you how many times have you gone through an Instagram story and saw a repost in a woman's thing about, some sort of social cause that they're not actually involved in. They just repost things about. Okay, if you want to go to the Amazon rainforest and actually save monkeys or something, that's fine. That's cool. Good for you. However, reposting something and then adding your 2 cents saying this is disgusting after posting videos of elephants getting killed or something, you're not doing anything. No one's gonna actually benefit from that. You're trying to place yourself on this high horse when you post that kind of stuff on social media about being, this woke person who's trying to change the world. You're not changing anything, okay? I'm just giving it to you straight right now. When you promote these social causes, the only thing you're doing is you're putting yourself on a pedestal as if, you're good because you're complaining about this problem and everybody else is bad. I'm not going to get into a lot of this stuff because it's awfully close to becoming political, and we don't talk about politics unless it's me running for president. But yeah, I don't agree with it, and I'd say a solid 95% of the social justice stuff you see on Instagram stories is women who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. If you follow a bunch of Instagram accounts that promote a certain cause, you're going to think that cause is right because all of them are going to be saying, yeah, you're agreeing with it. And you're not going to ever learn any new information by only following things about this stuff. You know, like I think it's so backwards that women are only complaining. And it's not only women. I know some guys do it, but it's massively from what I've seen on social media, it's women complaining and not doing anything. Not only are they complaining about things and not doing anything, they're also, what was I going to say? They're complaining about things and not doing anything, but they're also acting like they're better than everybody else by posting it. And that's something that I really despise, is when someone posts a social cause, it automatically makes them better because they're posting it. You literally went to an Instagram account and clicked 2 buttons to put it on your story. That's all you did. You're not better than anybody else if you do that. And again, it's almost always women. I don't know if this comes into the attention thing or them not being satisfied with the simple joys of life. But at the end of the day, if you can be happy with one thing, just be happy with that one thing. You don't need to go promoting all these causes just because, oh, this is another thing. I feel like most of the girls who do these weird causes on social medias, like, they're just doing it because they see their friends doing it and they're like, well, I guess I gotta do it or else I'm not fitting in. Like, who cares about fitting in? Do what you want to do. If you want to post about something that you truly believe in, then that's good. But if you're just posting these things on your story because everyone else is and you feel socially obliged to, then you're stupid. You're just following the herd and continuing the movement of idiocy. If you ever promote something that you literally have no personal opinion on and you're just doing it because other people are doing it, then you're not actually doing it. Like, promoting a social cause because you believe in it and promoting it because someone else is doing it that you know is horrible. And this leads into, like, you know, people who are like, you know, following the celebrities' advice on politics and how to change your world. Let me give you a rundown here. Celebrities don't know a damn thing about the real world. So if you never ever listen to a celebrity who isn't living like a normal life on who to vote for or you know what stance to take on political stuff, because celebrities don't know a damn thing, and these women, as we'll call them, they're taking advice of these celebrities. Like, you know, it's like, ooh, this person from this TV show is promoting this social cause, I must promote it now because that's a person I respect because they have a lot of money. That's not how it works. The people who are famous are just as fucking stupid as everybody else. So don't act like they're on this high horse. Especially, okay, and also, don't act like, I feel like a lot of people are going to be acting like I'm like the expert on all this. I'm just giving my personal thoughts. You are in no obligation to agree with anything that I'm saying right now, okay? I'm just as stupid as all of you. I just have a platform to share my stupidity. But yeah, like, you can't just see someone who has a lot of, like, followers or money and hear what they say and we're like, well, they got all that stuff, so they must be right. Like, no, it's not at all how it works. And it just bothers me to see so many women posting things on their Instagram stories about activism and stuff that they have no idea about, and they're just posting, you know, because they feel like, I don't know why. You know, women, please comment in the comments why you do this stuff. So let's talk a minute about the patriarchy. Let's take a step in the time machine, because women like to say that, oh, this world is male dominated. This world has always been dominated by men. Men are evil. Women are Listen, I'm not saying that women have in the past had perfect lives, nor have men. But all I'm saying is, y'all women sat by for 100 years, letting the men go into the coal mines, letting the men go into the deep sea oceans to, like, scrape clams off of boats. Like, the women were perfectly okay with being, you know, inferior to men throughout history because it benefited them. You know, like, always men holding the door for women, men buying them things, men being the breadwinners of the household. There was not a lot of complaints. I forget where, but there was a study that said women in the 40s and 50s were happier then than they are now. I wonder why. Because they got to sit at home being stay-at-home moms while the men had to do all the hard work. Listen, I'm not saying life is easier being a man than it is being a woman. Or, no, I'm not saying it's better to be a man than it's being a woman. You know, there are obviously, this is a great topic that I just remembered. There's always this talk of, like, is it harder to be a dude? Is it harder to be a woman? Do women have it easier in life? Do men have it harder? There's no definite superior. It's all a matter of what you want. Like, okay, if your priority is like being emotionally taken seriously and stuff like that, then being a woman is objectively easier. Women's emotions are taken a lot more seriously. You know, if you see a woman crying, you're going to help them. Like, they're going to get a shit ton of help. Like, if you see a man crying, he gets made fun of because he's a dude. However, there obviously are drawbacks to being a woman versus being a man. Obviously, you have to have kids, which sucks. But, like, there's ups and downs to being both. Like, you know, prison is like 80% men. Like, all the... I don't have the stats on hand, but I definitely do recall that, like, there are a lot of bad things that happen to men. Like, all the victims of the majority victims of homicides, mostly men. Like, it just the fact that women are always trying to say that they're better than men and their lives are harder and they're oppressed. No, there's better things about being a woman and there's better things about being men. It's not a matter of what's better. It's a matter of making do with what you have. Like, you can't, just because you're a guy or just because you're a girl, or mostly just because you're a girl, that, like, you get the right to complain about your entire life and being oppressed. No, work with what you got. Like, the level of victimization in the world right now is insane. Like, I get, okay, you're scared of walking home alone at 2 a.m. when it's dark out. I get that. I'm scared too. However, the fact that you're going to blame every single guy on the planet for that, no, you blame the 2% of weirdos who do things at night. Yeah, cool, but you can't just blame the entire male society because of the 2% that are doing bad things. You know, that's not a good way of thinking. Like, you can't just incarcerate an entire gender, say men are all evil because of something that a few men did. Like, okay, yeah, it's unsafe to go at night, so go with a person. You know, make do with your bad situation is what I'm saying. And that's another thing. Let's go over the kill all men thing. You know how many times I've heard a woman say kill all men because men are evil? No. You had one bad experience and now and then you're going to go blame it on everyone. Like, no. Okay, maybe your dude cheated on you. I'm not saying that it was your fault that he cheated on you. I'm just saying you got to live and move on and not blame the entire gender. Like, you can't, like, if I see a Mexican guy kill someone, I'm like, those Mexicans, they're freaking killers, dude. You obviously can't just make one abundant association because of something that a person does. And that's something that women tend to do. Like, they'll get one or two experiences of something that men do and then group all men in the same thing. Like, there was this recent trend on social media by the activists, as we went over, where they were like, not all men. They were making fun of guys saying not all men are rapists, but they were saying, like, yeah, it's enough men that I see a man I'm scared. No, look for the damn signals. Not the vast majority of men are not going to do anything harmful to women. It's just when the 1% happens, 1 or 2 or whatever percent happens, it's put on this pedestal. It's told everyone about. How many female, you know, attackers or whatever do you think exist in the world? It's just when it happens to a guy, there's so much less of an emphasis on it. So it seems like guys are the evil ones, when in reality that's just not true at all. Like, I just think, like, that we live in a world where things are distorted by, you know, people on the internet, because women are louder about when men are evil, and when women are evil, you know, it's kind of just shoved down and, like, not talked about as much. So it seems like men are more evil. No, listen, I'm a big fan of equality. People are evil. You can't just base it off of one thing. Like, you know, you look at a person, you get to know them, you figure out if they're evil or not. That is what it is. Then you move on to the next one. Just because of what's in between someone's legs, or, you know, what color their skin is, does not mean that, like, they're evil or they're automatically going to kill you. Okay, you take it from person to person. I know that's kind of hypocritical because I'm kind of making a whole video on why women are, you know, different, but You know what I'm saying is, I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying I'm gonna go up to a woman and be like, wow, you're a woman, I hate you, you're awful. I'm just saying, like, as a whole, that's why I make these comparisons as a genders. I'm not gonna go up to a woman and say, wow, woman, awful. You know, I do that as a joke, obviously. But, you know, jokes in real life are very different. A lot of people think because I make these videos that criticizing women, that I hate women in real life. No, I have plenty of female friends who, you know, you just gotta find the good ones. Like, you don't treat people awfully in real life because of a joke you see on the internet. Like, you gotta understand, the internet and real life are very different things. When I turn off this camera, I'm a semi-normal person. But when I turn it on, I'm this rambling nincompoop that continues to say bad things. But just because you see someone being misogynistic on the internet and you agree with it, doesn't mean you take it into the real world. The real world is so much different, you know what I mean? Alright, so I wanted to add on to one of my earlier points about, like, men being simple and women being, like, complicated. It also comes into, like, a thing of happiness. Like, men, they're not going to complain about much. Like, as long as their Wi-Fi's on and they got their phone, men aren't going to be complaining much. Women just complain all the time about the littlest things. Like, this goes back to their thing of, like, being super complicated. But I worked as a busboy at a restaurant for like a year before I started doing YouTube as my job. And the amount of, like, the ratio of men to women who complain about the stuff in their food, it's not cooked enough, it's cooked too much, you know, your hair in it, like, it's almost always women. Like, the only time it's men is when it's, like, 90-year-old men, and that's, like, fair enough. But, like, it's just, the women can't just eat it. Like, I'm gonna tell you a story, personally. I went to a McDonald's once, and I ordered a crispy chicken sandwich, and I got a fish fillet in the bag. I just ate it. When I also worked at Wendy's for 3 months. There was this time, a woman complained because she got 2 chicken sandwiches instead of 1 burger that she ordered. You got 2! You literally got 2. You should be happy. You should be eating those chicken sandwiches in joy that you got an extra one. But no, the women need everything to be perfectly, exactly the way they want it to even be happy. And then they continue to ask for more. Like, it just bothers me. It irks me beyond belief that women can't just, like, take what they have and be happy, okay? You know, if something gets messed up, life goes on. You're not in it. The day you wake up tomorrow, you're not even going to remember what you ate for dinner. So you might as well just eat the burger that has pickles on it that you asked for no pickles. Just eat it. Take the pickles off. I have had times where literally workers or customers at the restaurant have asked to remake, like, a wrap or something because there was tomatoes in it. Just eat it, okay? You don't, the tomatoes don't matter. Just take them out. I hate tomatoes more than anybody, as we remember from my BLN video. Let's be honest, tomatoes are just a scum of the earth. Who wakes up in the morning and says, yeah, you know what? Tomatoes are going on my sandwich. No. I hate tomatoes, but if I by happenstance go to Taco Bell and get an enchilada supreme with no tomatoes and they put tomatoes on it, I pick the tomatoes out. I don't go back. I don't ask for the managers. And this is how Karen culture comes. Karen culture comes of women who just feel the need to complain. Like, Karens are just bona fide, like, super women. Like, they take every trait of a woman and just expunge it by 10 times. And that's what a Karen is. Like, they feel the need to complain even though there's no reason to complain. Okay, yeah, they messed up your order. It's fine. These people at Wendy's are making $8.50 an hour. They don't care. They literally, you don't need to complain. You're just holding up the line, ruining everyone else's day for absolutely no reason. Women just, I can't stand it. Like, this is why I'm sitting right now. It's because I can't stand the amount of complaining that women do. Like, it's just, be happy with what you got. Also, the indecisiveness. Like, the amount of times I've tried to make plans with women, I'm like, you want to do this? No. You want to do this? No. You want to do this? No. So what do you want to do? I don't know. You pick. It bothers me. So, like, okay, listen. I understand, like, maybe you're not feeling one thing one certain day, but you can't just say no to things that are perfectly fine. Like, at the end of the day, you're gonna be happy doing whatever if you're with the right people. So you can't just consistently complain about making plans. And then this is one of the earliest tropes in the book. You take a girl to get food, she's indecisive. Okay, I'm gonna start talking about my personal experiences now with women. There was this one girl. Let's call her an airbender. So this airbender, right? We went to Wendy's once. We were just hanging out as friends, and this airbender, we rolled up. I knew exactly what I wanted because men, we're decisive. We go to a fast food, we know what we want. I put in my order in the thing at Wendy's. I got like 10 nuggets or something. I'm like, what do you want? She's like, I don't know. We are at the window. The person just asked, you need to know what you get. And then I'm like, I don't want to pick for her because that's kind of like an assholey move, but at the same time, she doesn't know what the fuck she wants. So at the end, I just double my order, and then it is what it is. And then I'm like, do you want any sauce? She said, I don't know. Airbender, what are you doing? Like, seriously, it's insane. Like, okay, even if you don't have, for whatever reason, you forget to think about what you want. It's a Wendy's. You get nuggets, and at the end of the day, you're going to be happy getting nuggets. Like, it's so stupid to me that you're going to pull up to freaking a restaurant and then just, like, hold up the whole line. Like, know what you want. Or even if you don't know what you want, just pick something. Who cares? Who cares? You're eating, okay? We're happy. There are children there's Mongolian slaves that have to eat, like, freaking shoelaces for breakfast, and you're complaining about what you're not complaining. You just don't know what to get at Wendy's. Just pick something. Who cares? If you don't like it, go again. There was this same girl, Airbender, when we were with a group of friends. She was like, I really, really want this strawberry lemonade. She got it. She took one sip of strawberry lemonade. It said, it's too sweet. Just drink it. Drink the strawberry lemonade, Airbender. You're so dumb. Women. This is the part of the video where I'm gonna, like, start getting a little bit annoyed because I'm gonna be recounting some personal experiences I've had with women. I don't do a lot because mostly I hang out with dudes, but I have had some times where I hang out with women, and the women moments are just horrendous. Like this woman I hung out with, Airbender. Like when that strawberry milkshake or strawberry lemonade she got was $3.50, and I paid for it because I'm a great guy, but. That was $3.50. All of that for her to take one goddamn sip of the strawberry lemonade and say it was too sweet. Even if it is too sweet, okay, you fucked up. You got a thing you didn't like. Just drink it, okay? It's a drink. It's a sweet drink, okay? Just drink it. Unless you're allergic and having an anabolic reaction to it, just drink the goddamn drink, okay? Airbender. All right, that's enough about Airbender. I'm going to move on to a different woman. All right, so another woman that has caused me some anguish in probably human history's greatest woman moment of all time. So, right, little backstory. This girl, we'll call her Kay for just to protect the identity of the all suitors involved. So Kay and I were friends for a good while, probably since like January of this year or something to that degree. We were friends and nothing more, nothing less. And then here's what happened. I you know me, I was never super successful with the ladies. Kay was encouraging me on this beach trip I went with my school to, finally kiss a girl. She said like 10 times in a row, Tony, you gotta kiss a girl while you're on this trip, And I was like, all right, cool. Thank you, Kay. Thank you for the encouragement, because I'm trying to get this first kiss before I die. You heard me. So at the beach, legend has it that I did get my first kiss, and I went on a texting tirade to all my friends, including Kay. And I text Kay, hey, I finally got my first kiss. And Kay says, good job, bud. And then I'm like, all right, I'm just soaking in the greatness of my life, right? And then I get a text from my other friend. Kay is crying right now. So I'm like, yo, Kay, are you good? And then she says, no, I like you. Kay! You encouraged me! You encouraged me for months to finally get my first kiss with another girl. And Kay decides, now that he finally got some action, I want him. What is with women and getting jealous when a guy, not liking a guy, and then getting jealous whenever he finally finds some success? That was one of the happiest moments of my life, getting that first kiss. And Kay completely took a poop on my moment for no reason. Oh, and guess what? You want the creme de la creme. When I got home from that beach trip, I was like, all right, Kay, you know what? Cool. You cried over me getting a kiss. You know what? I'll try you. So I went on a date with this girl, Kay. You want to know what happened? It was cool. We had a decent time. At the end of the date with this girl, Kay, you know what she said? You know what she said to me? I think we're better off as friends. You rapscallion. This woman, in God's greatest woman moment of all time, and there's more to that story, but I can't go into a count by count. This video is gonna go into the next. It's dark out. I started this video when it was light, and it's dark now. But anyway, this girl Kay tormented me mentally. I don't even know if she meant to do it or not, but she went from being homies to telling me to kiss a girl, and then after I kiss a girl, crying because I kissed a girl because she said she had feelings for me. Cool. So I lended a helping hand. I went out on this date with Kay, and then she friend zoned me afterward. What are you doing? You ruined one experience, got my hopes up for another, and then squashed that. You're a woman. Women just continue to disappoint, and this is that moment is what cemented my misogyny forever. Every week now, I have misogyny Mondays where I just literally I go on the internet and I go on commenting tirades about women because I've been hurt like this. Now I'm not saying I think all women are gonna do this, but it soils the experience. But because a guy is almost never gonna do that. And then I confronted Kay about this recently, and she said she literally said, and I quote, "I play more games than the NBA." She quoted Young Thug on me, and it what? Okay, it's one thing if you do it by accident and you're just being a woman, but doing it intentionally, doing these woman moments intentionally to hurt someone you're friends with, that's not cool, okay? Regardless of your feelings for me, it's not cool to hurt someone that you're supposedly friends with because you enjoy it. Okay, hurt someone normally, that's fine, but you're evil. You're an evil and a woman. The two biggest evils on the planet, being evil and being a woman. It irks me to this day that I because I'm a logical guy, but that one, it got the best of me. Okay, it causes me pain that women do these things, and that's not even the worst thing women have done in human history. I have seen countless times that women have used gold diggers. They're women who use guys for a lot of things. I don't get what women. I don't understand what women get out of playing men. Okay, fine. If you're not into a guy, just don't be into the guy, and that's fine. But you're playing the games for what? Your own entertainment? It's shitty. It's horrendous. It's one thing to be a woman. It's a whole nother thing to be an evil woman. The world's two greatest evils. It pains me. It pains me since day one to the freaking end. It's causing me so much pain, and that's kind of what led me to the point of saying, you know what, I'm just going full logic for the rest of my life. I'm not letting a woman get my hopes up. I'm not letting her bring it down, okay? I'm going to do what I want to do, and at the end of the day, that's the only way I'm not going to get hurt. And that is why I live a logical life. That is why I continue to live the life that I do, where I just live for me, because I'm not letting a woman with her women moments ruin my vibes, okay? We don't let women ruin vibes here. We create our own vibes and we sustain them, okay? I am no longer ever, from this experience that Kay taught me, we'll call her, I'm never going to be getting into this, trap where I'm entangled, but in a woman's emotions, just because, it's fine. I am going to have a very difficult time finding love in life, but that's fine. That's fine. You want to know why? I'm happy. At the end of the day, if I die alone in a basement playing Wii, it's cool, because I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. And that's one of the things women have taught me. Live for yourself. Sorry, I had to cool off for a little bit. Let's talk about something a little more light and a little bit less important. The WNBA. So I've made a couple of videos in the past, trashing the WNBA. It's one of the internet's biggest traditions. When I make these jokes online about the WNBA, again, it's not me saying I think the WNBA is horrible or that it should be abolished or that it's a joke or something. Like, I make jokes, but it's not actually a joke. Like, here's the thing about the WNBA. It is literally just the NBA, a great thing, but no dunks, less skill, less speed, less strength, and then they expect us to watch it in conjunction with the NBA. Like, I'm not going to watch... Like, I watch the NBA. It's one of the only sports I watch. And you expect me to watch just this token, way worse version of it? Like, as far as skill goes, I'd watch the NBA, then college, then the Euro League, then the Tanzanian African League, and then all the way down these rungs, there goes the skill level of the WNBA. That is not an attack on women. That's just me saying, it's great if you want to do that, play at the highest to your ability, but I'm going to be watching the thing where people are dunking nuts in each other's faces. And then women have the nerve to get angry and saying, we're not getting paid as much as NBA players. Yeah, you're not, because no one's watching it. If you want to make it enjoyable, lower the rim to like 9 feet so you can start dunking on each other. Start taking steroids for one. Steroids would be a great addition to the WNBA. Like, that's when it would start getting that entertainment. Like, who can take the most, who can exonerate the sport to its greatest. But what I'm saying is, like, you can't just complain about something. And this is like what a great example of women just not thinking logically. Okay, NBA, much more entertaining, much more viewers, much more tickets bought, makes more money, pays players, right? WNBA makes a lot less money, so it has less money to pay the players, right? Women still complain that the women are not playing enough. That is a woman moment right there. That is a woman moment, okay? You can't, like... It's basic economy that if you bring in money, you'll get paid more money, okay? So, like, women think it's some sort of sexist thing that WNBA players get paid a shit ton less. No, it's not sexist. It's business, okay? You bring in money, you make money. You don't bring in, you don't make money, okay? It's just belligerent. It's horrendous. It's horrific. It bothers me that, like, it's this huge debate, huge argument saying that men are evil because they get paid more to play more interesting basketball. If you want more interesting basketball to be played by women, you know what you got to do? Make the basketball that's being played by women more interesting. That's all you got to do. We're not saying we hate women playing basketball. We're just saying that, I'm tying my pants right now. We're just saying that, like, if you want to put this thing on TV and have a lot of people watch it, you got to make it more interesting. Like, no one's going to watch, like, a Walmart version of the NBA just because it's women, And it's dumb to me. It's dumb. And then they get mad that, like, volleyball players are wearing, like, thong bikinis and then getting way more views and getting paid more. Yeah, they see a business opportunity. They take it, okay? Is it the classiest way to get views? No, but it works. They see business. They take it, okay? And honestly, like, a lot of people, one of the reasons they don't like what women are doing is OnlyFans. They think... I don't blame women for OnlyFans. I blame the guys that buy it, okay? Listen, women are seeing a business opportunity. They're taking it. They're making money off it. I'm not blaming the women who do OnlyFans. I'm blaming the guys who are dumb enough to spend money on something you can find on Reddit or Safari.com. You know what I mean? I personally, you're hearing it here from Orangepeanut. I don't have an issue personally with a woman who does OnlyFans. Would I date one? Probably not. However, money's money. It depends on the money that's coming in. But yeah, it's not an issue to me, which is kind of surprising because I've said all these issues in the last, I don't even know how many minutes it's been, but I've said all these issues. But OnlyFans, that's cool. That's cool. It's not only women on OnlyFans is the problem. It's the women's thought process that bothers me. It has nothing to do with like exposing their body. If you want to expose your body for views and clout, that's fine. The only time that's a bad thing is when TikTok is like promoting like 15, 16-year-olds who are doing that. That's when it becomes like a problematic problem. And again, the 15, 16-year-olds who are doing that, not entirely their fault. They weren't raised right, and then they see that it gets views, so they do it. It's TikTok's fault for promoting that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts on like women's, getting paid versus not getting paid on like industry and stuff. I don't think, I feel like the hatred towards men, calling it sexist because the NBA gets paid more, it doesn't come from a good place. It doesn't come from a logical place. And I, as a logical man, will continue to keep thinking logically. All right, and one thing, this isn't kind of related to anything I just said, but one thing that also does bother me about women, whenever women accomplish something, in life, like it's always seen as like this great groundbreaking thing, and it just ruins it. Like when Hillary was running for president, the first woman president in the two whatever, I don't even remember what it's called. Like, okay, cool. If she wins, all right, nice, first woman, cool. But you can't purely just put her up there because she's a woman. Like, what I'm saying is, it's fine if you want to congratulate someone for being the first woman to do something, but you can't prop them up as being better than they actually are purely because it's this groundbreaking new thing for a woman to do. You guys remember that freaking, when that woman, I forget her name, I think it was Sarah or something, she was a kicker for like Michigan or something, and she had like one squib kick, and everyone was praising her. Oh my goodness, this is an athletic performance for the ages. This is amazing. She's breaking the world. Like, no, that's a kick that a 2-year-old could have done, and it's cool. Obviously, it's cool that a woman's going into the game, but they were raising her as she was some sort of like amazing athlete for doing this little squib kick that went 10 feet. It's fine to talk about it, but the degree they talked about it, you would have thought she fucking cured cancer. She literally went in a game for like 3 minutes and kicked the ball 10 feet, and that's all she did. And they were acting like she was on level with freaking, I don't even know, who's a famous kicker? Troy Aikman or something. I don't even know if that's a real name, but you get my point. Like, just because a woman, does something that men typically do, doesn't mean she's doing it better than the men. Or like, because, the epitome of woman achievement would be if a woman did something just as good as men, and then it wasn't celebrated because she was a woman. It was just like a commonplace thing. Like if a woman ever makes the NBA, which I don't see happening in my lifetime, but, let's say if a woman makes the NBA and then she like sucks. She averages like 3 points a game on 20% shooting. She'd still be like one of the most celebrated athletes in the world. That would suck. However, if a woman went in, averages solid 10 off the bench, shot the ball well, and was actually productive for her team, then that I'd celebrate that whether it was celebrated or not. But you can't just celebrate a woman that sucks for a sport just because she's a woman in that sport, if you know what I mean. Like it kind of takes away from the whole experience of like a woman being in that sport when they prop her up to be better than she actually is, especially if she sucks. Like that, I'm not saying that girl who kicked that squib kick sucked. I'm just saying that like they made her out to be Lionel Messi out there when in reality she just kicked a thing 10 feet. It could have been mentioned, but it was literally everywhere on my feed by every single feminist for the like 10 days straight. It was absurd, All right, so one thing I wanted to add, we kind of got that was more like culturally as a whole the last 10 minutes or so. But one thing I forgot to mention in kind of my beginning part where I was talking about the way women think, like women always make things that aren't super big into like big things, like things that really, like, have you ever had a moment where like something mildly interesting happens? Like, I don't know, you see a dog and the woman's like, oh my god, it's such a cute dog, I'll take a picture, put it on my story. Like, it's a dog, okay? Like, I understand you don't want your life to be boring, but it would be much better if you actually did interesting things rather than trying to make boring things interesting by commenting on them. Like, and it's not just like boring things that they comment on. It's like things that shouldn't be seen as huge and surprising. They try to make them surprising. Like something moderately interesting will happen, and she'll be like, "Oh my god, it's Tony, guess what just happened? Blah 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 blah." And me being me, I try to stay true to myself. I don't give them the response they want. I'm just like, okay, cool, interesting, right. and then it always ruins their day, which I'm not intentionally trying to do. It's just a byproduct of myself. But like one thing that typically bothers, I'll give you another example. So remember Kay we were talking about earlier? My one friend and his other friend who was a female were going to hang out, and she flipped her shit for like 2 days straight. Like literally, I kept getting texts, calls, FaceTimes. What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think? Who cares? Whatever happens, happens. Like, people outside of your own control, whatever happens, how big the boobs are, how big they're flapping, like, at the end of the day, that's their life. If you want to make a big deal about things that are happening in your own life, that's fair. But I don't understand the obsession, and this isn't just, like, one specific girl. This is girls in general. There's so much of an obsession. You know all those fan pages on Twitter that I've seen in my mahogany of videos where I talk about fan bases? Imagine your life is so dull that you create an entire fan base to talk about what's happening in someone else's lives. It's almost always women. Like, worry about your own life rather than, like, obsessing over other people's. Because, like, other people's lives, like, spilling tea, as the women call it. The only tea I need is testosterone. But, like, spilling tea, as women call it, like, it just doesn't interest me that much. Like, oh my, these two hooked up. Cool. They're not me, so they don't matter, okay? Like, one thing that's persistently bothered me about women is their obsession over, like, who's dating who cheated on who. It's not me, it's not my friend, so I don't care. So stop talking to me. Like, it just bothers me that they find it so interesting when really, at the end of the day, it's not doing much. Like, cool, you know this information. Now, how is it, like, I feel like women, this is why I kind of think women are boring a lot of the time, because instead of doing things, they just talk about things that are happening. Like, I like going things. I want to be the one to tell them the stories, not like hearing other people's stories from women from gossiping their tea. Like, stop spilling tea and start make your own. Like, seriously. Like, it's not fun to live through the eyeglass. Like, be the main character in your own life rather than just being the person who's reading the book. You know what I mean? I got a little deep on you there. Alright, listen, like, I don't want this video to be all hate, because I've been recording for, like, what, 5 minutes? And it's been 5 minutes straight of just pure hatred. So what I'm going to do, I think for this last part, I'm going to, like, try to actually spread a little positivity. I don't hate women, okay? Half of this video has been jokes, half of this video has been actual gripes about why I haven't been able to get along with women. But, like, at the end of the day, no, they're not inferior to men. They're just very different, and very, very different from me. You know what I mean? I absolutely in no way am going to be asking you guys to, like, go be incels. Oh, incels, that's a thing I didn't talk about. I'm not an incel. I don't hate women. I just, you know, I recognize that there's a lot of differences that make me incompatible with them. You know what I mean? So don't go around spreading hate for women. Don't try to avoid them because you think men are best. Like, the world needs men and women. Like, I said a lot about logic and emotion, you know, comparing men and women. That's what we need. We need the balance. Like, men are logical, women are emotional, and that's absolutely fine. We need a good balance of this and that in the world so that we can have the best of both worlds. Like, again, I don't hate women, all right? I've had a couple bad experiences with them. Yes, very, very true. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm glad that if the world was all men, it would be great, but also it would be kind of empty. Like, we feel like we'd be missing something. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know, a world without SpongeBob. Like, you wouldn't notice, but, like, also, there wouldn't be any SpongeBob, man. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's a tough video to make, because I kind of wanted to make this video as half joke, half truth, half, you know, just trying to spit a shining image in the world. And I'm not saying any women watching this, you have to change yourself. You're good just the way you are. I'm just saying that women and me, there are two things. Like, if you had a Venn diagram, it would just be boobies, because they would not coalesce at all. It would be two solo Venn diagrams of me and women and the ways we think, you know. So, yeah, I guess I guess that's going to do it for this video. I'm trying to think if I have anything left to talk about. I feel like I've touched up on most of the stuff. Honestly, like, yeah, women, honestly, I don't even have so much hatred for the ways women act. It's kind of funny to me, the way it's so different, and then there's people, like, in the world that are trying to, like, act like guys and girls are the same and should be raised the same. Like, no, you raise guys and girls completely differently because they're different. You know, it's fine. It's totally fine to be different. But, like, a guy like me, I'm way on the guy end of the spectrum. Like, if gender is fluid, I'm at the bottom of the glass, is basically what I'm saying. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for this video. This rant really it went pretty far. I got 6 minutes into the rant. But oh yeah, I forgot. The one greatest thing about women, boobies. Oh, and I'm joking, not just boobies. Like boobs are cool, but also I really do like that women can kind of confront their emotions, because the one thing I will say that guys are not good at, it's confronting their feelings. Like, guys, what we do is we shove and we shove and we shove until at some point it comes out in a fit of rage. But girls, they kind of cry their emotions out. I've never cried once. Last time I cried, I was like 5, and it was I don't even remember the reason, but that is the one thing I'll give women, and boobs. But yeah, it's good to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed my little rant. I had a very good time doing this, and maybe I'll do another rant in the future. I took up like 6 minutes. Wow, I've been ranting for a while. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I hope to see you guys in another rant. And remember, it's all jokes. We're just here to have a good time, make you guys laugh, make you guys think, and that's gonna do it. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. See you next one. Goodbye. Orangepeanut wants you to subscribe because he needs more money.